नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त बिंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण प्रहलादानंद प्रभु प्लीज
दंडवत
एक्सेप्ट
प्रणाम प्रभु जी। हरि बोल।
Srila Prabhupada. So would you like to today presentation who is doing Prabhu? You have to unmute.
Lipi Mata is there.
Okay.
And Kiran Mata, both they are doing one chapter.
Okay. Maybe if you don't mind of singing, you can sing, please.
Sure.
Jai Radha Madhava and Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Okay. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yashodanandana Rajat Naranjan. Yashodanandana Rajat Naranjan. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yashodanandana Rajat Naranjan. Yashodanandana Rajat Naranjan. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद भाई चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जाय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाय, नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय, प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर सर्वासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Guru. Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and mothers. Thank you for joining this beautiful session of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So we are on the very important part. It's called Gauna Rasa. And Gauna Rasa has a many meaning. And one of the things that when we hear the presentation, we should remember that devotee in relationship with the Lord, sometimes they relish, actually many times, they relish the secondary rasa while they are sthai bhav, their main who they identify, like Mother Jashoda, she identified, I am the mother. I'm repeating the same thing just to hammer that point to your consciousness. That thinking of Putana, she's like afraid. She immediately grabbed Krishna. This is nature, natural. Many things like that we'll see. So if we understand this component, how it is nourishing the devotees, then we will be able to comprehend and meditate on those pastimes, and that will purify our existence. And by the mercy, we can enter the domain of relishing, not just hearing, but relishing. So that is required. Okay, with that point, let us offer our Mangalacharan right now. Om Ajnanati Mirandhassa Genanjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavaංශam Sri Rupa Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanitangsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschata Deshotarine Vancha Kalpa Taruvesha Kripa Sindhubhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo 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 Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namo He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanto Radha Kanto Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Bhakta Vihina Aparada Lakshe Shipta Shakama Ditarangamatye Kripa Tam Saranam Prapanna Brinde Namaste Charanara Vindam Binde namaste charanarabindam. E namaste charanarabindam. Tavi vasmi na jivami taya vina. Iti vignaya devi tannay mam charanantikam. Bhajami radhaya ramindanetram. Smarami radha madhu smitosham. Vadami radha koruna baratram. Tato mama nasti gati na karti. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Mother Maluti Devi. Would you like to express a gratitude in one line, two lines? And anyone else also?
Hare Krishna, I'm driving, but yes, I've been playing the Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghu Yugo, that song. And my plan was that I was going to memorize it and sing it for gratitude, but I haven't memorized it yet. But I am really grateful to the six Goswamis for writing down all of Lord Chaitanya's instructions, and just being able to relish and hear the wonderful qualities of the Lord. He's so wonderful, and so I'm very grateful. I'm very sad that I didn't get to do my plan, but I guess that's Krishna's arrangement, because sometimes my voice isn't so great. But I really do love the six Goswami, what is it, the Guru, the Sad Goswami Astikam, that's what it's called. I saved about 19 or 20 different vocalists who were singing, devotees who were singing that, and I woke up thinking about that song, and so I am very grateful, and I'm grateful for hearing this class and getting the association of the devotees who give their information that they have about Nectar of Devotion. I love to hear it. So thank you. Hare Krishna. Please forgive all of my offenses and accept my obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hansaduri used to sing that song all the time, the six Goswamis. He used to sing it all the time. I was trying to find his version, but I couldn't find it. But I did find Badahari's, and also Vaisheshika, and I have a list of all of them, but I know you want to keep it short, so Hare Krishna.
Thank you. That was very nice. Anybody else would like to give one or two sentences about gratitude? Okay. So with that note, maybe Mother Lipi Devi. Who is going first? Kiran, Mother Kiran or Mother Lipi?
I will be going first, Guruji.
Okay. Please begin.
I offer my humble obeisances to all the devotees present here. Vancha kalaptarubhyash kripa sindhubhyacha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnebhyo namo. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Yashodanandana Vraj Janaranjan Yashodanandana Vraj Janaranjan Yashodanandana Vraj Janaranjan Yashodanandana Vraj Janaranjan Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramhans Parivrajakaacharya Astorashat Shri Srimad Abhay Charanand Bhakti Vedant Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. I do want to admit that I don't know anything about Krishna. I have not read the whole of Bhagavatam. I have read Bhagavad Gita. I have not read Chaitanya Charitamrita, and this is my first lecture, first time I'm hearing the nectar of devotion. So I really don't know anything. So whatever little I do, please accept it and pray for me that I can do little justice to it. Please pray for me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Are you blaming Krishna for it, that you didn't learn
No.
anything?
No, I'm blaming my own self for my shortcomings. I was recently introduced to, I'm so obliged to Prahaladanda Dasa, Guruji. He's my Guruji, and by perchance I was introduced to him just over a year ago. So I had always prayed, at home, but I did not know the protocol. I did not know what things we should be doing and what things I should not be doing. So I'm slowly learning, and my Guruji is helping me a lot on that. So I'm progressing slowly, but I think I'm progressing for surely. And with the blessings of all the devotees, I hope to progress a little bit more slowly and be able to serve Krishna.
Good. Thank you.
So first of all, I want to invoke some auspiciousness. Lord Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes, the reservoir of all rasas or relationships, which are called neutrality, passive adoration, servitorship, friendship, parenthood, conjugal love, comedy, compassion, fear, chivalry, ghastliness, wonder, and devastation. All the devotees have presented very nicely on the secondary rasas of the Uttara Bhag. We have finished the Purva Vibhag, varieties of bhakti, Dakshin Vibhag, rasa ingredients, Paschim Vibhag, primary rasas, and now we are on Uttara Vibhag, which is the secondary rasas. Today we are going to talk about compassion and anger. Sri Rupa Goswami gives the following definition. When ecstasy of devotion, devotional service produces some kind of lamentation in connection with Krishna, it is called devotional service in compassion. All activities performed for the pleasure of the Lord with devotion and not mixed with any desire for personal gains. Ecstasy is the first symptom of pure love. In the ecstasy of devotional service, there are symptoms like heavy breathing, crying, falling on the ground, beating over chest, laziness, frustration, defamation, humility, anxiety, moroseness, eagerness, restlessness, madness, death, forgetfulness, disease, and illusion. When in the heart of a devotee there is expectation of mishap to Krishna, it is called devotional service in bereavement. Now, Sri Rupa Goswami has written so very nicely on compassion and anger that I think I'm going to read from the book. Srimad Bhagavatam has a very nice description in the 10th canto, 16th chapter, verse 10. When Krishna was chastising the Kalyanag in the Yamuna, the big snake wrapped his coil all over Krishna's body. And upon seeing Krishna in this situation, all his dear cowherd friends became greatly disturbed. Out of bereavement, distress, and fear, they became bewildered and began to fall on the ground. Because the cowherd boys were under the illusion that Krishna could be in some mishap, their symptoms are not at all astonishing. They had dedicated their friendship, their possessions, their desires, and their very selves to Krishna. Another example is given in this book. It says, when Krishna entered the Yamuna river, which had become very poisonous from the presence of Kaliya, Mother Yashoda feared all kinds of mishaps, and she was breathing hotly. Tears from her eyes were soaking her clothes, and she was almost collapsing. Similarly, when Sankashura's demon was attacking Krishna's queens one after another, Lord Baldev became more and more bluish. This is all because of the devotion that they have for Krishna. And in the Hamsaduta, the following incident is described. The gopis requested Hamsaduta to search after the marks of Krishna's lotus feet, and to accept them as Lord Brahma had accepted them on his helmet after he had stolen all Krishna's cowherd boys. Regretting his challenge to Krishna, Lord Brahma had bowed down before the Lord, and his helmet became marked with the footprints of Krishna. The gopis reminded Hamsaduta that sometimes even the great sage Narada becomes very ecstatic by seeing these footprints, and sometimes Great liberated sages also aspire to see them. You should therefore seek very enthusiastically to find the footprints of Krishna. They urge, this is another instance of devotional service in compassion. And there is another instance when Sahadev, the younger brother of Nakula, became greatly gladdened at seeing effulgent glowing of Krishna's footprints. He began to cry and call out, Mother Madri, where are you? Father Pandu, where are you? I'm very sorry that you're not here to see those footprints of Krishna. This is another instance of devotional service and compassion. In devotional service, without strong attraction to the Lord, there may sometimes be smiling and other symptoms, but never the stress or lamentation that are symptoms of devotional service in compassion. The basic principle of this compassion is always ecstatic love. The apprehension of some mishap to Krishna or to his beloved queens, as exhibited by Baldev and Yudhishthir, has been explained. This apprehension is due not exactly to their ignorance of the inconceivable potencies of Krishna, but to their intense love for him. This kind of apprehension of some mishap to Krishna, first of all, becomes manifested as an object of lamentation, but gradually it develops into such compassionate, loving ecstasy that it turns to another channel and gives transcendental pleasure. This was all about the ecstasy of devotional service in compassion. And now we are going to talk about the anger. In ecstatic loving service to Krishna, Krishna is always the object. And there's an example in the Vigdha Madhava second act, verse 37. Lalita Gopi expressed her anger, which was caused by Krishna. When she addressed Srimati Radharani thus, my dear friend, my inner desires have been polluted. Therefore, I shall go to the place of Yamraj. But I'm sorry to see that Krishna has still not given up his smiling over cheating you. I do not know how you could repose all your loving propensities upon this lusty young boy from the neighborhood of the cowherds. We see so many examples, but they're all, it's all from the devotional love for Krishna. All these things are coming out. Then after seeing Krishna, Jarati sometimes said, oh, you thief of young girls' properties. I can distinctly see the covering garment of my daughter-in-law on your person. Then she cried very loudly, addressing all the residents of Vrindavana to inform them that this son of King Nanda was setting fire to the household life of her daughter-in-law. You can see how angrily she's talking, but I think that's what I understand, that she has love for Krishna. Is my understanding correct, Guruji? Similar ecstatic love for Krishna in anger was expressed by Rohini Devi when she heard the roaring sound of the two falling Arjuna trees to which Krishna had been tied. The whole neighborhood proceeded immediately toward the place where the accident had taken place, and Rohini Devi took the opportunity to rebuke Mother Yashoda. You may be very expert in giving lessons to your son by binding him with rope, but don't you look to see if your son is in a dangerous spot? The trees are falling on the ground, and he's simply loitering there. This expression of Rohini Devi's anger towards Yashoda is an example of ecstatic love in anger caused by Krishna. One time, pasturing ground with the cowherd boys, his friends requested Krishna to go to Talavan forest, where this demon, Gardhabasura, resided. And the friends wanted to eat the fruit from the forest, but they were afraid because of the demon. So they requested Krishna to go there and kill him. So after Krishna did this, they all returned home, and the report of the day's activity perturbed Mother Yashoda, because Krishna had been set alone into such danger in the Talavan forest. Thus she looked upon the boys with great anger. There is another instance of anger on the part of a friend of Radharani's. When Radharani was dissatisfied with the behavior of Krishna and had stopped talking with him, Krishna was very sorry for Radharani's great dissatisfaction. And in order to beg forgiveness, he fell down to her lotus feet. But even after this, Radharani was not satisfied, and she did not talk with Krishna. At that time, one of her friends chastised her in the following words: "My dear friend, you're allowing yourself to be churned by the rod of dissatisfaction. So what can I say unto you? The only advice I can give you is that you had better leave this scene immediately, because your misbehavior is giving me too much pain. I cannot bear to see your behavior, because even though Krishna's peacock feather has touched your lotus feet, you still appear to be red-faced." This is how much the gopis felt for Krishna. And this is how they're expressing their anger with the dissatisfaction of Radharani's behavior. And there's another instance when Akrura was leaving Vrindavan and taking Krishna away with him. The elderly gopis were very upset with him, and they said, "Oh, son of Gandhini, your cruelty is defaming the dynasty of King Yadu. You are taking Krishna away, keeping us in such a pitiable condition without him. Now, even before you have left, the life here of all the gopis has practically disappeared." I mean, this shows how much the gopis felt for Krishna, and how they were troubled by Krishna going away and not being able to see him, every day on a daily basis. And then there was another instance when Krishna was insulted by Shishupal in the assembly of the Rajasuya Yagna, convened by Maharaja Yudhishthir. There was a great turmoil among the Pandavas and Kurus involving grandfather Bhisham. At that time, Nakula said with great anger, "Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and the nails of his toes are beautified by the light emanating from the jeweled helmets of the authorities of the Vedas. If he is derided by anyone, I declare herewith as a Pandava that I will kick his helmet with my left foot, and I will strike him with my arrows, which are as good as Yamadanda, the scepter of Yamaraj." This is an instance of ecstatic love for Krishna in anger. In such a transcendental angry mood, sometimes sarcastic remarks, unfavorable glances, and insulting words are exhibited. Sometimes there are other symptoms like rubbing of the two hands, clacking of the teeth, clamping of the lips, moving of the eyebrows, scratching of the arms, lowering of the head, rapid breathing, uttering of strong words, nodding of the head, yellowishness at the corners of the eyes, and trembling lips. Sometimes the eyes turn red, and sometimes they fade. And there are sometimes chastisement and silence. All these symptoms of anger may be divided into two parts: constitutional and unconstitutional, or permanent and temporary symptoms. Sometimes great emotion, bewilderment, pride, frustration, illusion, impotence, jealousy, dexterity, negligence, and signs of hard labor are also manifest as unconstitutional symptoms. In all these humors of ecstatic love, the feeling of anger is accepted as the steady factor. When Jarasindha angrily attacked the city of Mathura, he looked at Krishna with sarcastic glances. At that time, Baldeva took up his plow weapon and gazed upon Jarasandha with colored eyes. So natural jealousy for Krishna by persons like Jarasandha, Shishupala cannot be accepted as ecstatic love in anger with Krishna. Then there is another statement in Vidhakta Madhava, wherein Srimati Radharani is in an angry mood, addressed her mother Purnmasi after she had accused Radharani of going to Krishna. My dear mother, Radha declared, what can I say to you? Krishna is so cruel that he often attacks me on the street. And if I want to cry out very loudly, this boy with the peacock feather on his head immediately covers my face so that I cannot cry. And I want to go away from the scene because I'm afraid of him. He will immediately spread his arms to block my path. If I piteously fall down at his feet, then this enemy of the Madhu demon, in an angry mood, bites my face. Mother, just try to understand my situation and don't be unnecessarily angry with me. Instead, please tell me how I can save myself from these terrible attacks of Krishna. Even though Radharani has so much love for Krishna, she's expressing, and Krishna is the object. And sometimes among contemporary personalities, there are signs of ecstasy in anger because of love for Krishna. An example of such anger was exhibited in a quarrel between Jatala and Mukhara. Jatala was the mother-in-law of Radharani, and Mukhara was her great-grandmother. Both of them were talking about Krishna's unnecessary harassment of Radharani when she was walking on the street. Jatala said, you cruel-faced Mukhara, by hearing your words, my heart feels like it is burning in a fire. And Mukhara replied, you sinful Jatala, by hearing your words, there is aching in my head. You cannot give any evidence that Krishna has attacked Radharani, the daughter of my granddaughter Kritida. We see that they are all talking about Krishna, whether it's compassion, whether it's in anger, they all have so much love and devotion for him. And once when Radharani was taking off the necklace given to her by Krishna, Jatala, her mother-in-law, told a friend, my dear friend, just see the beautiful necklace that Krishna has presented to Radharani. She is now holding it, but still she wants to tell us that she has no connection with Krishna. This girl's activities have disgraced our whole family. So we see that, that all these people have so much devotional love for Krishna. And so all these things, they're talking about Krishna. So Krishna is the subject. And all the anger and compassion they express are really basically for the devotion for Krishna. And with that, I end my presentation. Hare Krishna. Please excuse me.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Now, anyone has any question on this? Now, for me, it's beautifully presented. Mother Kiran Devi, you have done a very good job. There's no question. But what challenges will come to me, that to meditate and actually relish and dive into it will be difficult unless I put the component in order. What you have given is all correct. If we can sort it out, it will be good. Sort it out means Sthai Bhav. Sthai Bhav means when your attachment, when your attraction towards Krishna, all your affection, your attraction goes towards Krishna, then it transforms into Sthai Bhav. Everybody hopefully remember that.
Right.
Nobody has, like you mentioned some example, like Jarasundha and all this. They don't have a spiritual Sthai Bhav yet. That's why
Yes. Correct.
In your explanation, Rupa Goswami Pad defy or does not include that they are actually relishing. Now, in Radharani's case, Jotila conversation with Mukhara, now it appears that it's also something like not favorable, but they're relishing it. Why? Because both of them has a deep attachment to Krishna. So Sthai Bhav has to focus first. And then Sthai Bhav, how creates fascination, like for example, let's take first one you gave today's presentation, Karuna, mercy, compassion. And I think Rupa Goswami Pad gives that analogy that Lord Ramchandra is one of the form that we can meditate, that compassion. I mean that, okay, let me ask that question. Is Krishna in Ram? If you happen to meet Lord Ramchandra face to face, is Lord Krishna in Sri Ram? Or actually you have to go somewhere else to meet Lord Krishna?
No, he's there in
He's
Ram.
there. Incarnation.
Is there where?
He's an incarnation of Ram. That's the incarnation in that particular time period.
So if you want to see Krishna in front of Ram, or while you are conversing with Ram, how would you do that?
He's the personification of love, purity, goodness. Is that
Those
what you're
are the
talking about?
sounds good. Those sounds good, but technical. You have to give a technical.
Technical.
Otherwise, we will miss it.
Okay.
Krishna consciousness is all good, but there is a specific category. There is a sadhana, there is a sadhaya, there is a seva. These are technical. They are all Krishna consciousness. Chanting Hare Krishna, deity darshan, drinking Charanamrita. They're specific. They are not all same. But in one sense, they are all Krishna consciousness. I'm not denying that. But you have to be more specific in order to absorb ourselves. Otherwise, we'll miss it. So it is not that Krishna is not there in Ram. It is my love for Krishna will manifest in Ram. But if I do not have a love for Krishna, Krishna will never reveal in Ram. If you look at in Paitagaon, in Govardhan, that Krishna is embodiment of all unlimited incarnation. When the gopis met Krishna, they kind of got awe and reverence relationship. But then later on, when Srimati Radharani confronted or face-to-face met, Narayan could not hold his form. Krishna could not hold his form in Narayan. He came out. So was it a Narayan or was it Krishna? It depends on our relationship. Because Radharani's love for Krishna is superseding all other, then even Lord Ramchandra, even Barahadev is there. Krishna will appear. Barahadev will disappear. Is that make sense? Everybody understood that point? Very clear? Narayan has Krishna. But it is my love for Krishna will manifest in Narayan. But if I do not have a love for Krishna, Narayan will remain Narayan. Now here Mukhara and Jatila, they both love Krishna, but different way, just like a Jatila. We should not think like a mundane so-called mother-in-law or something like that. Not like this. It is transcendental. You have to grasp it from that angle. Krishna is how beautiful. How beautiful is Krishna? Jatila has seen Krishna. And after seeing Krishna, she was puzzled. If a boy that beautiful in this village, no girls can live without him. I am an old lady. She is talking to herself. I am an old lady. I am so attracted to him. What can I do? This is Nanda Maharaj's village. Nanda Maharaj's son is unparalleled beauty, so she went against it. Nobody should see Krishna. He's a black snake. If black snake bit, you'll be poisoned for life. You'll be dead. It's not like she's like doing anything wrong. That's how increasing the Rasa. I hope everybody understand that. This spiritual Rasa. So you have to put those components. My original point is Sthai Bhav, then Vibhav. Vibhav has a two division. I thought I put a little drawing, no? Everybody should have this whole life right in front of you. Your affection, attraction, proportion to Krishna will manifest the Sthai Bhav. What is your Sthai Bhav? What is your natural attraction to Krishna? It depends how much you're investing in it. So your Rati, when directed towards Krishna with emotional feeling, but emotional feeling in the beginning, emotion without complete knowledge and service is mundane. And some of you are scared. Good. I want you to get scared. Because any spiritual experience, it has to excite with cognition and service. Otherwise, so-called feeling for the Lord without service attitude, without fully awareness, it is not possible. What we talk about Mother Joshoda or gopis, that they don't know Krishna as a Supreme Lord. We are talking about way beyond. They have complete knowledge, 100%. But their love supersedes that knowledge. But when we talk about ignorant people in this world, they do not have knowledge. For them to develop love for Krishna, to awaken Krishna, they have to be fully educated. Then they will be committed. Educated means committed. They will be engaged in the service. Out of all kinds of people comes to our movement. All the people. Anybody has Bhagavad Gita right in front of you? Last night I was talking about the 7.17. If you look at the verse, Tesham Getni Nitya Jukta Eko Bhakti Vishishyate. Krishna gives importance that, yes, you have come to ISKCON. Krishna didn't say ISKCON, but that's what he meant. That whoever came to ISKCON, Krishna consciousness, you came with some purpose. What purpose drove your life? Ask yourself. We can ask ourselves. What purpose brought me to ISKCON, and am I getting my purpose fulfilled, or where actually my purpose should be? Krishna says, you can come for many reasons. And Krishna really, yes, he likes all of you, but he did not say he loves all of them. He loves a particular devotee who has complete understanding about him, and nitya jukta upasate, and they are constantly serving. But they have a complete knowledge. They have a complete understanding, and they're completely busy. These people, Krishna says, I love them. Not too many verses in Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, you will see Krishna directly say, I love those person. You don't see. Very rare. When you have that common understanding, that time your rati, your affection, attraction naturally goes to Krishna, it becomes sthai bhav. You may not feel you are above three modes of material nature, but your activity, your intention, your affection for the Lord will prove it. But you will feel like you are lowest. Naturally, you will feel like you are not liberated. But actually your attraction, your speaking, your activities will actually demonstrate that you are above the three modes. So this is very important. I hope you understand all. Your presentation is wonderful, Mother, but we have to have a basic ground clear. So this is called sthai bhav. Can someone tell me what is sthai bhav? Just one reflection, so I know exactly that you got some out of it. Three hands up. Mother Ishopanishad, Thakur Prabhu, Shankari Devi. Whoever going to answer my question, yes, you can, all three. Well, one by one.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So
Yes.
I'm just saying it for my understanding that when our natural love is directed towards Krishna, then that's Sthai Bhav.
Correct. Correct. But natural love, can you define natural love when it comes? Krishna says, I love you and you because you love me. When? You look at 7:17. If you have it, please read the translation.
Yes, Prabhu.
Sam Gyani
7:17.
Nitya Jukta Eka Bhakti Vishishyate. Very powerful.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Tesham Gyani Nitya Yukta Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate Priyo hi Gyani Notyarthmaham Sacha Priyo hi Gyani Notyartham Aham Sacha Mama Priyaha. Translation. Of these, the one who is in full knowledge and who's always engaged in pure devotional service is the best, for I am very dear to him and he is dear to me.
You know, in Bengali or in Sanskrit, Priya means love. You can translate it another way. Krishna says, I love you and you because you love me. Prabhupada translated as a dear. It's also correct. Dear to me and dear, you know, you're very dear to me because I'm dear to you. Yes, but it's also I love you because you love me. That word Priya.
Hello.
So this is very important. We should remember that. Okay. Thakur Prabhu.
Yeah, Krishna Prabhu, I'm going to assembly devotees. I was just going to make a brief comment on the gopis in the past time when Krishna, they were looking for Krishna and they saw Narayan in the 400 form and they offered the respects because they were looking for him, they were that interested in the 400 form, they're interested in Krishna. And also then when Krishna was there in the 400 form and Radha came, then he had to drop the other two hands. I just made a comment on that. That past time, did you hear it?
I could not catch everything you said. I'm sorry.
Can I repeat?
Yes.
Am I clear now?
Yeah.
So I was just commenting briefly on that past time when the gopis were searching for Shri Krishna. So Krishna manifested his 400 form and they saw him and they offered respects. And then when Radharani, Krishna saw Radharani, then he dropped the other two hands. So I'm saying that in terms of, so they knew about Narayan, but they weren't just interested in the 400 form of Krishna. So that was comment I was going to make on that part of the Leela.
Correct. So the question may raise, what causes Krishna resist and what causes Krishna could not resist. In other words, every form of Vishnu, Krishna is there. In Krishna, all the form is there. But it is our love, our attraction, sthai bhav, causes the Lord to perform. There's a famous verse, if anybody has a Veda base, you can type it out. I don't remember exact number. It says, ভক্তের ধ্যান অনুরূপ একই বিগ্রহ করে নানাকার রূপ একই বিগ্রহ করে নানাকার রূপ one vigraha, one form of God actually manifest into unlimited nanakara roop according to the devotees meditation, how they want to see the Lord in what form. So that's how Lord's all these multi-form manifest. Is that make sense, everybody? Clear? It is not that Krishna manifested many forms and you can pick and choose. Okay, I like this form. Well, in the beginning, you develop love. But when you develop love, means you have to be educated. Educated means committed. Without educated, you cannot be committed. To stay focused, fixed, nishtha in bhakti, you have to have a complete education. And that's why I brought that verse. Krishna's, you don't see it like these many verses. That Krishna says, actually, I love that devotee because he loves me. Krishna literally says, I love him. Now, why does he love him? He gave two qualifications. Someone remembers? Can you remind me? What are the two qualifications? Mother Sankari Devi read it. I mentioned them 3-4 times. Two qualifications Krishna is looking. Then Krishna says, you love me and I love you. Yes, Mother Prema Prakash Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandot Pranam Prabhuji. All my senses used for the pleasure of Krishna all the time and consistently in favorable circumstances. Favorably.
That's good, but something very technical in that verse. You have to be educated in spiritual science. Krishna said this. Tesham geni nitya jukta. Out of all these people comes, actually, if you look at all the ISKCON devotee, you will categorize only in the 4. And there's a sub branch of 4 or mix of 1 or 2 like that. Every devotee, doesn't matter who it is a Russian body, American body, Indian body, Bangladesh, whatever. You'll see they come only for some reason. Maybe it changes. Yes, in due course of time, things changes. I see within my own life, things changes. But it comes to a point, Krishna says, amongst all of those devotees that comes, one who is fully educated and fully engaged. So what you said is correct. His senses are engaged in a favorable. That is one. The other is he has a full knowledge. He's consciously doing it. He's not, oh, I need to get a green card, so I'll just work. I mean, I'm not criticizing anybody, but I'm also in the management position sometime, and I see like a lot of, people comes from outside. For a green card, they have to do it. I said, but that's not the purpose. Do it for pleasing Krishna, but to please Krishna, you have to have clear understanding who Krishna is.
For
Who you are.
pleasing Krishna all the time.
Yes,
Consistently and constantly.
yes, but with full education. Otherwise, you'll
Yes.
deviate.
Jnani.
Yes. Jnani doesn't mean impersonalist. He could have said this, but he made it very clear because he knows me well. He's fully educated about me. And this is very nice point. That's why you'll see a couple verses later, Bhaunam Janmanante, Gyanavan Mam Prabodhante. The same person becomes Gyanavan. Why? Because he surrenders. Surrender, what is surrender means? Full knowledge will make him surrender. Without understanding, surrender will be fake. If opportunity come, we'll run away. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. He has that conclusion. And he's very specific at that time. Who he surrendered. Yes, Mother Shankari Devi, I see you put up something. Ekishwar Bhakta. Yes, very good. Maybe you can read it out. Oh, it's already in the chat. That's good. Everybody will see that. Okay, that's nice. So this is called Sthai Bhav. When Sthai Bhav, once you have Sthai Bhav, don't worry, Prabhu's and Mother. This Rasa means how you are going to enjoy, how you're going to give pleasure to Krishna. This is what this Rasagata Vichar. But Sthai Bhav is the number one priority in our life. Then Vibhav, Anubhav, Sattik, Bevichari. 4. So when they are presenting, you have to put it into the component order. Otherwise, we may lose it. For an example, let's get one example. Which one? Compassion or anger? Who wants to go with one? We cannot do both. It's already presented both. Anybody has interest to know which one? Compassion or the anger? Yes, Mother Kamala Devi.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So I think anger will be more suitable for my understanding.
Okay. So let's take the anger. First, you meditate a form of God. Parashuram. Oh, he is the now in the Bibab, what do we have Bibab? Come on, help me, Prabhu's and Mother. Bibab has 2 components. One is
Alamban and Uddipan.
Alamban and Uddipan. So Alamban has also another 2 components. The object and subject, the Vishaya Alamban, Ashraya Alamban. Who is pleasing who? Which form of God? So you think like Parashuram, like that. So it will be good meditation. Our Acharya gives Parashuram. Why? Because why Parashuram is famous if you really think about it. By the way, Parashuram is still alive somewhere in this world till end of Kali Yuga. So he's not, I mean, alive in his incarnation, but he's not a Vishnu Tattva incarnation. He's Shaktavesh. He was a son of Brahman, but Lord has invested his also Sangharakari Shakti in him. So he has that tremendous power. But now he's in a form of a Brahmana somewhere in South India. He met Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu met Parashuram. Anyway, the point is, so when you think of Parashuram as a Vishayalamban, then, or you can go vice versa. Then you can put some stories, like for an example, Balaram and Rukmi playing the chase game. You all know that story, where Balaram won, but Rukmi was trying to cheat and cheat. At one point, what happened? You know, same Rukmi who was humiliated by Krishna when Krishna kidnapped his sister Rukmini Devi. And Balaram says, come on, this is your brother-in-law, you know, it doesn't look good. You should leave him like that. Leave him alone. Don't harass him anymore. So he, you know, elder brother, he can advise to his younger brother Krishna, and that's normal. But in the chase game, he did not look for anybody counseling. Balaram is a unique. So you can meditate. Okay, in the anger, Balaram got so angry. This is the form of Vishayalamban. So what did he do? Even the aerial boys came. No, he is cheating. Balaram won. Aerial boys came. Come on. But still Rukmi doesn't give. Then Balaram take the club and hit him. Finish. Kill him. Of course, when you meet Balaram, you can ask him, how come in Krishna's case you advise, but in your case you just killed him? Maybe he will tell you, I was displaying a Rudra Rasa. And he will tell you that I was displaying that just for, so you all can relish what is anger rasa is. So these are good example. Huh? Then you can think, who has it? Like friend has, Krishna also act like sometime Ashralamban. And devotee also act like a opposite, Vishwalamban and Ashralamban. Is depend. And you can put so many pastimes on this. And you can meditate. If you put this in a structure wise, then you can say, wow, I like to. Because if you will be missing, say, I don't know what is Babichari Bhav on this, or Sanchari Bhav on this. What should I think? And if you think like this, like for an example, Bibhav has Uddipan. Uddipan was sarcastic laugh. Did Balaram and Rukmi did that? Oh yes, they had a sarcastic laugh. Deceptive speaking? Yes, Rukmi did this. No, you didn't win. You are just coward boys. How do you know this game? How can you say you won? This is deceptive speaking. Now what are those? These are Uddipan. This is what ignite, and Balaram got angry on this. Now, what about Anubhav? Is there an Anubhav that follows? Yeah, they rub two hands. Can't believe that he plays, you know how you play the dice? I don't know. I'm sure everybody knows, no? You play dice like by clapping two hands, throw it on the table. This is actually in the Rudra, in the anger, Anubhav, that they fold hand, clapping of the teeth, clamping the lips, moving the eyebrows, any pastime, and you can just meditate. Wow, this is what Rukmi is doing. Look at what Balaram is doing. Who is telling you? Nobody is telling you, but that pastime you hear from Krishna book, you can expand with all this. And you can actually focus there for half an hour, 1 hour. You finish your 8 rounds. You didn't even notice. Guess what? Your mind did not go anywhere. Really? Mind did not go anywhere. It was focused on Balaram and Rukmi's chase game. That is called Ashakti stage. You are so advanced. Before Nishtha and Ashakti, what is the difference? Before Nishtha, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. After 10 minutes, you realize you are chanting, but you went somewhere, some Louis Bazaar shopping. Even though you have nothing to do with Louis Bazaar, but your mind went, that guy was giving too much price, the other guy was showing cheaper, but he has a nice collar on the shirt, but the dye of the brahmachari cloth was not that good, or maybe that color was better. You can just go in 10 minutes and then you come back. I'm sitting in America, Alachua temple, and for 10 minutes I went for a Louis Bazaar shopping. Who was chanting? Was I chanting? But my mind went there. Rupa Goswami gave that verse, how chanting should be done. What did he say? Manas sangharanam socham maunam mantrartha chintanam abhegratam anirveda japa sampatti hetava. How the result of the japa is produced. So he gives the sloka. Manas sangharanam. Mind should be seized in the chanting. But my mind went to Louis Bazaar for 10 minutes. But when you focus like this in the component, then you will be opposite. Like, wow, 10 minutes, my mind didn't go anywhere. It was just listening the conversation between Radharani and Krishna. By Jogomaya's arrangement, Radharani appeared like a new girl in this village Krishna never saw. And Krishna also appeared like a new boy. Namanava Dhamni, new every moment. And Radharani is thinking like, who is this boy? And another girl said, he looks like Nanda Maharaj's son. No, I know Nanda Maharaj's son. That's not him. Oh, look at he's coming. And Krishna really literally comes and tells, excuse me, I'm a son of Nanda Maharaj. You know, my father owns this village. He's the king. And you plucking the flower without permission? I could punish all of you. My name is Krishna. He's introducing himself. He really loves Radharani. He wants to talk, but you don't talk a stranger like there is a little etiquette. So he's trying to show his identity. I could punish all of you, but I'm kind and merciful, so I don't want to punish. Radharani looks at him. Really? Who are you again? You are son of Nanda Maharaj. We heard that when he was a little boy, 7 days old, he killed a lady. Is that same you? Krishna is like, oh my God. It's like, they do figure it out. Like you can literally put this component. Where is the Vishayalamban? Where is Uddipan? Where is Sati? In the beginning, it's, oh my God, it's too much technical, Prabhu. I cannot do it. Yes, it is technical. But after you do it few days, maybe few weeks, it will become normal. And you can meditate on Krishna's Leela. By Krishna's grace, maybe they will take you to that place where it is happening in some universes. Possible, anything possible, Krishna's grace. So this is beautiful. Then Sattik Bhav, from the same anger, what is the Sattik Bhav? Paralysis, perspiration. Balaram is angry. Rukmi is cheating. Ariel boys said he's cheating. But Rukmi is denying and he's humiliating me. He said, I'm a coward boy. I don't know how to play a chase game. This is city boys game. It's like insulting, like kind of. And then Balaram's noticed that his hair is standing on end, horripilation. He's so angry. He said, now you think immediately, like, wow, in Krishna's case, the same man, Rukmi, got saved by Balaram. And now Balaram is angry and he's about to kill him. Voice choke, quivering, change of color, tears. These are presence in Sattik Bhav, in that pastime. You can literally meditate every few minutes on this. What is the Bebichari Bhav? Great emotion, bewilderment. Rukmi is so proud. In envy, you want to become number one, and second part is you want to put down the other. They should not come as number one. So Rukmi was doing just like that. He lost the game, but he's saying, you are from village, you don't know how to play. Therefore, you don't know who win. Actually, I won. This is a technique of pride. Frustration, yes. Illusion, yes. Jealousy, of course. So these are, and you can literally meditate like, wow, right in front of you, this pastime is taking place. Why not? This is what we're supposed to be doing. And this will help us a lot. So I'm not going to pressure too much because it's only a few days left. These 5 main Mukhya Rasa, primary Rasa, and this secondary Rasa, we are almost ending. But please, Prabhus and Mothers, do not give up. Let it keep growing in you every day. Look at all the notes you made. Look at all the presentation that others, you can hear those and keep focusing on it. Apply it every day, 10 minutes, half an hour. Even if you have a job, you in the middle of the job, you will be thinking of Krishna's pastimes. It's possible, provided you want to. Okay, with that note, let us hear from Mother Lipi Devi. It's the next chapter, right? 48.
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Prabhu,
48.
please
What is
allow
48?
me to share.
Depicts Vibhatsa and Bhaya.
Would you please allow me to share the screen, Prabhu? Hare Krishna. I am so scared. I'm shivering. It's getting cold. Hare Krishna Prabhus, please accept my humble obeisances. Dandavat Pranam to all assembled Prabhus and mothers. In this great association given by our Pran Paramaradhya, His Holiness Sripad Pran Govinda Das Prabhuji, I am also grateful to Prahladananda Prabhuji for accepting me in his group to sharing this chapter. Though I'm a very ignorant and conditional fallen soul. Very grateful to Pran Govinda Das Prabhuji again for giving these auspicious opportunities to participate in this most significant scripture, to learn about it and to know about it. Then I'm feeling very blessed, become the member of the Prahladananda Prabhuji's group, accepting me under his lotus feet. I can only repronounce the Acharya's writings because I do not qualify to explain anything on behalf of me. Even I don't qualify for repronunciation, but I will only can try. Please give me a blessings and mercy, all of you. I would also seeking all of your blessings and mercies so that I can grow in bhakti more and more. So before I go for my sharing, I would like to.
I have a question.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Your sound is not clear to me. Is that just me or others also? Sitapati
Yeah.
Prabhu, can you hear her?
The sound is muffled.
Very,
voice is too low.
Yes.
Okay.
voice volume is low and not clear.
I'll be glad
Breaking down.
to my computer then. Sorry.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Prabhu, now?
You are going little far. Can you stay near the microphone or wherever you are?
Okay, can you hear me now?
I did hear you, but then you gone again. It was like a coming and going. Like.
Oh my God, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, she's very clear to me. I don't know.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Is my desktop, I don't know what the sound problem. It is in full sound and I'm very close to the monitor, so I don't know what's the wrong in there. Okay, so I'm a visual learner, so I always go with the pictorials and also the points and shapes according to my nature of school and college everywhere. So please be patient with me to see a lot of colors and lot of writings and lot of shapes. It's all about from the scripture, just copy paste and the listening the different lectures by different Prabhus and Vaishnavas. So any mistakes is all mine. Anything grateful is all our Acharyas and Prabhus who presented. So this is the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu class. I was aspiring from Pran Govinda Das Prabhuji to listen and learn how about these books. I'm so grateful to Prabhuji, to you, to giving me this opportunity. And with all the scriptures and lectures help me to find out some of my understanding, but I would be 100% wrong. Please correct me and help me to learn. So I'm going to present about the chapter 48, which is dread and ghastliness. And before that, I should glorify our Paramaradhya Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada and all glories to Srila Prabhupada Swami as well. These are the pictures I really like from this chapter, so I just put it together so I can remember what I'm going to talk about. Before that, I want to do one thing, which is I cannot do that very well, but I just try. So can anybody read the Sanskrit part? I can read the translation part.
We
Prabhuji,
can all chant this together.
Thank you,
Nana Shastra
Vichara
Vicharayika Nipuna Sadharma Samastapako Lokanam Hitakarina Tribhuvane Manna Sharana Karo Radha
Radha
Krishna
Krishna
Padara Binda
Padaravinda
Bhajana Nandena Mataliko Bande Rupa Sanatana
Raghu
Sri
Yuga Sri
Jiva
Jiva
Gopalaka Bande Rupa
Sanatana Raghu Yuga
Sri
Sri
Jiva
Jiva
Gopalaka.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And so I offer my respect obeisances unto the six Goswami, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the three worlds, and they are all taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mode of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Radha and Krishna. Hare Krishna Sundara Goswami ki jai. So the two words actually puzzle me from the day I've been assigned to prepare my presentation to share here. I even asked Rangavinda Das Prabhuji what is really meaning of these two words, because this is two new word in my dictionary. I never had this before. I never learned about this before. I may have the English meaning or English translation, but not in the mood of the Shastric translation. So I was meditating myself with different definition, different places. Finally, I was doing also the evening class with Adi Gadadhar Sam Prabhuji from Pune, the Jiva Dharma. From that class, I found this is relevant from these books. So I found, I don't know, I could be completely wrong. Please, Prabhu and Mother, everybody correct me. So the dread is, meaning of dread is a fear. According to Jaiva Dharma, chapter 28, part 2, by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. When the sight of horrible things makes the heart wish to feel, that is called dread. Hiding oneself, dryness of the heart, and failing away are among the symptoms of dread. So I found there in that definition, I just copy and paste. I don't have anything deeper in it. I was trying to learn more again. Ghastliness, again, the same from the same book. The meaning of ghastliness is shockingly fearful, shockingly frightful, or horribly dreadful. According to Jiva Dharma, chapter 28, part 2, by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when one is averse to abominable things, that is called ghastliness. Spitting, curling the lips, and speaking harsh criticism are among the symptoms of ghastliness. So these two definitions, you all have rights to correct me 100% because I might be wrong. But I took from the book, the Thakur's book. Please mercy me. Then I'm going by one by one, which is I found like this is how it's supposed to be going through. Let me put out this on the top line because I can see my writings. Okay. When fear is nourished within the heart of a devotee by its corresponding vibhava, it transforms into ecstatic dread, which is in Bengali word Bhayanaka Bhakti Vasha. So this is about the dread I'm presenting now, and later on I will go for ghastliness. So in that Bhayanaka Bhakti Rasa, as Prabhu mentioned already a couple of minutes before, that there are some anubhavas happen. Sab-vibhav happen. That vibhav could be two different ways. One is I took my notes, so I'm gonna, it sounds like I have reading from somewhere, but it's my own notes. Bebop has two, one is Alambana, one is Uddipan. So and also Alamban has two within Alamban, which is Vishaya Alamban and Ashraya Alamban. Ashraya Alambana. So I'm going to talk about these two only, not the Uddipan. So Ashraya Alambana, which is the devotee who experienced dread. And the Vishaya Alambana is the person or things which is the cause of that dreadful fear. So how we would understand, according to Srila Prabhupada and Nirupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita book, it says on page 379, when a devotee feel an offender at Krishna's lotus feet, Krishna becomes the object of dreadful ecstatic love. When this ecstatic love missing, Krishna apprehends some danger for that person, that the situation person may feel dread. And in ecstatic love for Krishna in dread, there are two causes of fear. First is Krishna himself. Second is some dreadful situation of Krishna. So this is, I will mostly read because I can't explain. I don't know how to explain all this. Let me put this down. Example can be given. I took those pictures from the Google images and I was trying to connect. So there was a Riksha Raj in Ramayana realizing that the person he is fighting in the Supreme Lord, he fears having offended him. In this situation, Krishna is the Vishaya Alambana, Riksha Raj is Ashraya Alambana. There was an incident, I think everybody remember except me, that Ramayana, the Riksha Raj was wanted to fight with Krishna because he failed with Ravana. He pushed Ravana, he just felt, and then he was desired to fight with Ravana, but he couldn't do it. So he wished to, or he desired to fight with Krishna. And Krishna says, yes, I will give you opportunity to fight with me. But then when he realized that Krishna is the supreme power and the everything, so he bowed down his head to the Krishna and he was surrendered to the Krishna, that he doesn't have no idea how powerful Krishna is. Another example is after Krishna sufficiently chastised Kaliya, the serpent said, I did not know your actual position, and out of ignorance I have committed such horrible offenses. When Kaliya understood Krishna's supreme position, he feared having offended him. In the situation, Krishna is the Vishaya Alambana and Kaliya is the Ashraya Alambana. There are some examples also, which is as object of fear, three ways in which a demon case can be the cause under the Vishaya Alambana of ecstatic fear. So the first one is by sinning demon. So there was a Mother Yashoda was demon came to the Brajas and he was trying to disturb in everything and jumping over and showing so many different acts. So by saying that he used form of Casey demon and witnessing some of the recent disturbance caused by him, Mother Yashoda became very fearful about Krishna's safety. Because Krishna is a little boy, so we know how children act. They jump over everywhere so they can control themselves. So, but mother was very, very scared to protect him from the Casey demon. Seeing Casey is a Vishaya Alambana and Mother Yashoda is Ashraya Alambana here. The second thing is hearing about the demon. So when it was learned that the demon was entering Gokula in an angry mood, Mother Yashoda becomes so anxious to protect her child that her face bright and teared. Hearing about Casey's angry entrance into the Braja is the Vishaya Alambana and Yashoda is the Ashraya Alambana. The third is by remembering it. After the Putana witch had been killed, some friends of Mother Yashoda inquired from her about the incident. Mother Yashoda at once requested her friends, please stop, don't bring up the incident to about Putana. I become distressed just by remembering this incident. In this situation, remembering Putana is the Vishaya Alambana and Yashoda Devi is Ashraya Alambana. There are three bhavas observed in great situation. So one is Anubhav, one is Vabhichari Bhava, one is Sadhika Bhava or Satya Bhava. So Anubhava is in the ecstasy of devotional service in dread, the unconstitutional symptoms are drying up of the mouth, exuberance, blanching behind oneself, concealing oneself, bewilderment, and searching after the engagement is actually engagement. Involve lovable object and carrying very loudly. There are three anubhava also mentioned in this chapter. One is that there are 13 anubhava in this total anubhava part. 13 anubhavas was mentioned. Vabhichari bhava, when various emotions are expressed in word and gesture. There are 33 emotions also known as Sanchari Bhava or Vabhichari Bhava. But in this chapter, it is mentioned as some other unconstitutional symptoms are illusion, forgetfulness, and exception of danger. Other prominent Vabhichari Bhavas of Bhayanaka Bhakti Rasa are fear, death, unsteadiness, nervousness, despondency, depression, and agitation. So these are the Vabhichari Bhavas in there. Sthai Bhava, when affection for Krishna becomes neutral or natural and deeper, one attains love of Krishna. But related to this chapter, it is Bhayarati, which is fear, is the Sthai Bhava of the Bhayanaka Bhakti Rasa. It arises from an offense or a fearful assurance such as dread, is caused by either by offenses committed or by dreadful circumstances. There are 8 Sthai Bhava altogether. Other object of dread, there are another possible Vishaya Alambana for Bhayanaka Rasa. If anyone who is powerful may be an object of dread and fear, and it can be won 3 different ways, such as by their fearsome, like Putana's appearance, by their devious nature, like Kamsa, and by their awesome power, like Sankara or Indra. Srila Prabhupada mentioned, when dread is caused by a fearful object, this fearful object is generally a person who is fearsome in his features, nature, and influences. Page 380 under the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So the fearsome, I'm related to Putana, which is Putana invokes ecstatic dread by her fearsome form. She was so beautiful, nobody can even imagine that she has that bad in her mind. So an example of an object which causes ecstatic dread is the Putana witch. So we found that how she was acted in her mission. But finally, Krishna can have the power to control her, and it has happened. The devious nature, Kamsa and other wicked kings are examples of devious mischievous natures that can invoke ecstatic dread. Dread may be caused by mischievous demonic characters, such as King Kamsa. It is mentioned in the books, so I just copy from there. Please forgive me. And the awesome power, which is great demigods like Sankara or Indra, are examples of great powers who may cause ecstatic dread. We all know how Indra's pastime was. I put a little note, I don't know if I'm correct or right, from the books. Indra is all, even though it is all in, sorry, Jiva Goswami also described in Santa Rasa, like how Indra was bowing down to the Krishna for his devious nature, that he did some bad, then he realized which is Krishna is more powerful. So he is, head down to the Krishna's lotus feet. So this is my last slide for the bread. Ecstatic bread is not possible without love. It is so like confusing to me to understand. Like bread in a word I know is fear, but then it become and coordinate with the love. So I was trying to understand like what is really in it. So I found like only devotees with love for Krishna can experience Bhayanaka Bhakti Rasa, ecstatic bread, which is a love with bread. So is so different combination. Demons like Kamsa fear Krishna, but their feelings cannot be described as ecstatic bread in devotional service because they are not like devotee that will love Krishna. Now I'm going to talk about the ghastliness. The ghastliness, it is understood from authoritative source that an attachment for Krishna because of feeling of disgust sometimes present a ghastly ecstasy in devotional service. From the books I just copied. Within the heart of a devotee by its corresponding vibhava, it transforms into ecstatic ghastliness, which is a vibhasta bhakti rasa. When disgust or jagopsa rati happen, is nourished within the heart of devotee. So this is from the book I copied, Bhakti Rasamrita 2.5.41. It already presented, so that day I was just copied that from the books. One of my Mataji's presented, so I got very relevant here. I would read the English translation, not the Sanskrit, because I may do mistakes. Since they are under the control of the primary ratis, Krishna acts as the cause for the first 6 of these ratis, but Krishna cannot be the cause of the 7th. Secondary rati, jagupsa, or disgust. The cause of disgust is the material body or other objects. And now the Vibhava we are going to talk. We already heard from His Holiness Prangavinda Das Prabhuji. There are alambana, there are uddipana. So I was talking about the alambana. So Vishaya alambana and ghastliness. Krishna is Akhila Rasamrita. He is the object of all rasa, including static ghastliness. Srila Jiva Goswami describes that Krishna does not directly cause disgust, but Krishna is the indirect cause of ghastly rasa, because without Krishna and its root, emotion is not transcendental. Example can be simply being disgusted with sex life is not transcendental mellow, but if it is transcendental mellow if that disgust is linked one's affection for Krishna. Thus, there are 2 types of ecstatic ghastliness, such as the root object, the superficial object. Ashraya alambana and ghastliness. A devotee who feels a heightened mood of disgust for the material world is the ashraya alambana of ghastliness manner. This disgust towards sense gratification is a trademark of devotees in the neutral state. Thus, the person experiencing such ecstatic love for Krishna is almost always in the mood of Santarasa. We all learned from the Prabhuji last 3-4 classes about different rasas. So here is in Santarasa stuff about. There are also descriptions about 3 bhavas in ghastliness: Anubhava, Vabhachari Bhava, and Sadhika Bhava. So in this mellow of devotional service in ghastliness, the sub-ecstatic symptoms are speeding up the consideration of one's past life, controlling the face, covering the nose, and washing the hands. These are the examples. Vabhachari Bhava, other symptoms which may be present are shame, exhaustion, madness, illusion, frustration, humility, self-pity, restlessness, eagerness, and stunning of the body. These are the symptoms or examples of Vabhachari Bhava. Sadvika Bhava, This Sadvika Bhava of ecstatic ghastliness is Jagopsharati or disgust, which is also two types. One is Vivekja, which is disgust arising from intelligence. Another is Prayaki, which is disgust arising from experience of material. I missed the word. Natural abominable qualities. So what is Vivekja then? According to Srila Prabhupada and Rupa Goswami, due to an awakening of true acknowledge, one becomes disgusted with sense gratification and laments his previous absorption with it. Mainly, there are many scriptures they describe about it, how we can learn about from there. Srila Prabhupada explains, when a devotee lamenting for his past abominable activities shows special symptoms on his body, his feelings is called ecstasy and devotional service and ghastliness. This is caused by the awakening of Krishna consciousness from the book 381 page. In this connection, Srila Prabhupada also mentioned there is the following statement: how can a person take pleasure in the enjoyment of sex life in his body, which is a bag of skin and bones? This is an example of intellectual discrimination that caused disgust towards the sex life. Also, Srila Prabhupada comments on the Vivekja. This perception is possible only for one who is awakened to Krishna consciousness and who has become fully cognizant of the abominable nature of this material body. So these are Prabhupada's comments and explanation. So Prabhupada also mentioned about the prayaki. It refers to the direct experience of the abominable qualities of material nature. This caused the devotee of lament his fallen condition and remember the Lord. To illustrate this, Srila Rupa Goswami describes the disgust a child experiences in the womb and his consequent yearning for development services. I remember a small story, but I could be wrong, so I am so scared to share that. That Krishna was crying in mother womb because he was feeling very disgusted there with the fluid, stool, urine, everything. He wants to come out. So we can see how a child even experiences the disgust even in the mother womb. Another example, my dear Lord Jamaraja, in Bengali, Yamaraja has placed me in a situation which is full of filthy and obnoxious smells. There are so many insects and worms surrounded by the stools left by different kinds of diseased persons. I have fallen into this hell, but I shall try to remember your holy name always, which is Harinam, Hare Krishna. And the last for my slide, my presentation, Srila Prabhupada said, it is to be understood that any person who is constantly engaged in chanting the holy names of the Lord, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare, has attained a transcendental of affection for Krishna, and as such in any condition of life. He remains satisfied simply by remembering the Lord's name in full affection and ecstatic love. In conclusion, it may be stated that ecstatic love of Krishna in ghastliness appears during the devotional of dormant neutrality into developed affection. So we all should take Srila Prabhupada's words here that it behooves an intelligent persons to try to practices and perceives the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the mood of affection and ecstatic love eventually in our life all the times and forever. I bow down to my gurus and Gaurangas and these all auspicious Prabhus and Matasis here for your patience hearing me, all just reading. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki joy and all glories to Srila Rupa Goswami ki joy. Prabhu, Pranavina Das, I'll write to you and Pravananda Prabhu, please help me question answer. I am not qualified for that. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. You can take down the slide now.
Yeah, I was trying to. uh, hmm. Am I gone, Prabhu?
No, you go to the same spot you shared, it will say unshared like that.
Stop sharing. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. So that was very nice presentation. I don't want to hammer those components, but even if you get 10%, 5%, 15%, 20% of the whole concept, it's still $1 billion more than not touching those Rasa Tattva. Rasa Tattva is what makes it big difference between us Gauriyas versus any other Vaishnava Sampradaya ever existed in the material world.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So this is very important. Whatever proportion we can take away with us, that will be good. And Mother Lipi Devi presented very nicely. If anybody has any question, Prahladananda Prabhu, please come forward. And anyone has any question or
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
I'm
Krishna.
not sure if this is a good question, but when Krishna appears, he appears when he's fighting the demons and, in those pastimes. But now, in time and circumstance, right now, the only way we can relate, not the only way, don't get me wrong, but the holy name, it seems to be that's, I'm not saying it seems to be because that's the best. You can't get any better than that. But the holy name doesn't seem to be as personal, maybe because I'm not elevated or pure enough to understand that. But so I guess he appears, in his own, I guess I'm trying to say he doesn't, when he's fighting these demons, he gives us the pure devotees, right? That's his appearance. That's how we see him in the pure devotees. Right now, today, those pure devotees would be Srila Prabhupada, yourself, Hare Krishna, and other devotees that are engaged in devotional service, the servants of the Lord. So they're fighting these demons, this going on in the world, the wars and, the devastation is happening, the hungriness. Krishna, he's appearing personally within these saviors, or it's just the manufacture of the holy name right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Did I making myself clear?
I have some idea. In 3rd chapter Bhagavad Gita, 3 sloka, in the middle of the purport, you will see Prabhupada writes, religion without philosophy, it's sentimentalism. Philosophy without religion is mental speculation. And Prabhupada writes, Krishna consciousness means is both. So holy name is the foundation, not that holy name, it doesn't have a personality. I mean, I understand in one sense that's how we feel. It's nothing wrong. You are confessing the truth, and that's wonderful. So in one sense, yes, but the holy name is the religion of this Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga Dharma Nama Sankirtan. Mahaprabhu says this. But without philosophy backing, just chanting, I always like to repeat what Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur said, Bhakti Vikas Maharaj put it in his book, that worshipping Krishna without Srimati Radharani is incomplete and imperfect. And similarly, chanting Hare Krishna without understanding the philosophy is also incomplete and imperfect. So personality concept with chanting and hearing the philosophy will merge together. But you are right. Some people may take only just chanting, they don't want to hear. Well, it did not say that, actually. No scripture said exactly. But it can be drawn into that. Prabhupada sent the Harinam party every day since he came to America. ISKCON built on that, everyday Harinam, but also everyday book distribution. And Prabhupada was writing, spending so much time of translating. If holy name was everything, then why did he spend? Wasted time, you think? Wasted all this energy, so much hard work to get up in the middle of the night, 12 o'clock, and translate till 4 every day. For who? If holy name is everything. So it is not exactly like this, but it is a combination of both. And then we'll see the personality manifest in our life.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a nice question, actually. Thank you. Mother Padma Devi.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. I was thinking the same thing what Mother Shri Ishopanishad said, that here, how these people are being prepared, in this disastrous situation that we are in. It's really an Andhkup, right? And Mother Lipi is one of them, being prepared. She's always putting so much philosophy in her presentations, and we all know how much enthusiasm she has for learning. So she has both of those. And then you, on top of that, encouraging us that if you've received only zero, from a little bit over 0 to 100% in between, it's better than just staying on the flat platform and not trying to step up on the first step. So that was such an encouraging thing, what you just said. And sometimes that just light bulb lights up with these little things that yesterday I wrote down something. I don't know right now, I can't remember, but it was, you were saying it's Bhagwan's Murti is in front of you. Do you realize the whole universe is in front of you? And it just lit up that light. Oh my God, we talk to him, but do we realize this is all there in front of you? Take it. So Mother Lipi is just so nice, the way she explains, the way she shows her enthusiasm, and the way she sings, and especially her Bengali recitations of when she did in the previous classes. Mother, I love you again. Haribol.
Mother Padma, my head bow down to the lotus feet of yours. I just need all of your blessings, Mother. Please help me. Please help me.
Haribol, Prabhupada ki jai.
Want to get out. Thank you.
Thank you, Mother Padma Devi. Sankari Devi.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Mother Lipi. That was a very nice presentation. You broke down each and every aspect very nicely to put things in so much of context for us to understand and really internalize. I have a question. We saw a lot of examples. We saw a few examples of Alamban Ashray and Vishay Ashray. There were some examples in which Keshi was said to be Vishay Alamban and Mother Yashoda was the Ashray Alamban. There was instance where Putna is said to be Vishay Alamban, and again Mother Yashoda was the Ashray Alamban. So Prabhu, are we saying that anytime we concentrate our thoughts on certain personality or entity, that entity becomes Ashraya Alamban, and then we start all the different kind of bhavas, the Anubhav, Vyabhichari Bhav, Satvik Bhav, they will all arise.
Let's go back. When you say Ashraya Alamban means who is experiencing or who has experienced. Like if you say Mother Joshoda was experiencing the fear of Putana taking her son away. So she becomes Ashraya Alamban. Now, if we want to experience that, like Mother Rohini, she was next to Mother Joshoda. She also experienced. First, she experienced like Stamba. Stamba is one of the 8 Sattik Bhav. Like stunned, couldn't move, could not believe. Because who has allowed Putana to come in inner chamber? Both of them.
The two mothers, yeah. Because
Putana was so attractive. She looks like a divine Lakshmi type of personality. Very beautiful, of course, it's all pretension. But Prabhupada also says it's off the subject. Prabhupada says, pretending not necessarily bad if it is connected with Krishna. And then he said, like Putana. She was completely pretending. Her intention was to kill, not to show. But nonetheless, so Mother Joshoda experienced this, and then Rohini Maya experienced this. All the maid servants around also experienced. But some maid servants saw from far. They did not exhibit it exactly like Stamba. Rather, they ran, chased after Putana. Even though Putana was flying, she was a Khechuri, she could fly. And they ran and for, can you imagine, running for 14 miles? Wow. Well, they have a spiritual body, you may say like that. But anyway, they went where she was landed. Finally, she fell because Krishna was sucking the life air out of her body. So her intention was to take Krishna to Mathura, but could not make it. She fell on the breakfast garden of Kamsa, was located in Vrindavan. So she is the Ashraya Alamban. And just imagine yourself as a maid servant of Mother Joshoda. Now, will that be an artificial thinking of maid servant of Mother Joshoda? No. Really, I mean, if you have, do you have Bhagavatam in front of you, 10th canto, I think 13th chapter? We were just discussing day before yesterday, that how Mother Joshoda, Prabhupada says that one should meditate, like what dress Mother Joshoda wears, how she served Krishna. If you have the 10.9.3, yeah, 10 canto 9 chapter, what's that verse goes? Skoshamam Basha Prithu, like this, something like that. Koti Tote means the west. You found it, Mother?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So if you read the translation, and in the purport, Prabhupada actually encouraged devotee to meditate. So even if you think, okay, go ahead first. Let's hear it.
Translation. Dressed in a saffron yellow sari with a belt tied about her full hips, Mother Yashoda pulled on the churning rope, laboring considerably, her bangles and earrings moving and vibrating, and her whole body shaking. Because of her intense love for her child, her breasts were wet with milk, her face, with its very beautiful eyebrows, was wet with perspiration, and malati flowers were falling from her hairs.
In the purport, you will see Prabhupada encourages for someone to meditate on that form. It's nothing wrong. Maybe 1 or 2 sentences if you just read it on top.
Right.
I remember reading that.
Yeah. Anyone who desires to be Krishna conscious in motherly affection or paternal or parental affection should contemplate the bodily features of Mother Yashoda. It is not that should this. Yeah.
Yeah. So Prabhupada actually said that if you want to feel like, oh, I want to be like motherly, affectionate, like Prahladananda Prabhu, he actually demonstrated few times that he's very attracted Mother Yashoda's love for Krishna, which is very good. In that case, Prabhupada actually says that you can meditate on Mother Yashoda's saffron cloths, not sannyasi cloth, is a saffron cloth. And how her body, and you can just meditate as the assistant. Then you will take shelter of Ashraya Alamban. That time you will experience proportion to Mother Yashoda's connection with you, what she is experiencing. So in that case, Krishna is Vishaya Alamban, a baby who needs help, but being taken away by this Rakshasi. So like that. Does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhu.
And then you can put all the components. What is the Sai Bhav here? What is the Sattvic Bhav here? What is the... Well, Sattvic Bhav we already say is like stamba. When Sattvic Bhav comes, when the prana, the life air in her body. Life air means it's Suddha Sattva, which is connected to Krishna, carries her, carries Mother Yashoda. Her body is also, it's not that she has a body, she is the body. Mother Yashoda is the body. Krishna is also the body. We are not the body. So it's big difference. Then you can see relevant like Sanchari Bhav. What are the Sanchari Bhav? Oh, she was frightened. Her hair stands on end. She was trembling. You just read, no? Her bangles, earring moving, vibrating. This is from Damodar Lila actually. But in Damodar Lila, when she was remembering all these pastimes, and she has a whole audience, in front of big audience, she's singing. Who are the audience? Her own bangles, anklets. This became the music instrument, like a mridanga kartal, her bangles, her earring, jhunur, all kinds of beautiful sound. And when Krishna woke up, he was surprised. Of course, one Krishna is also in her heart. So one Krishna was enjoying inside, but the other Krishna, son, who is active, was sleeping, woke up and found that mother in her own world, not even seeing that he is up. So it's a beautiful meditation, actually. You can just go on and hours of meditation. And these are healthy meditation for Japo time. This is beautiful.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. Any other takeaway? Or we can wait for tomorrow. Prahladananda Prabhu, who are presenting tomorrow and what chapter? I guess 49 and 50.
Yes, Prabhuji, Susilpa Mataji is replaced now by Harsa Mataji, so she will present the 49th, and then Kamala Devi Dasi Mataji will present the 50th chapter, and then will be followed by Dr. Prakash Prabhuji. That was next after that, on last Thursday, like that.
Okay, day after tomorrow. Good, good, wonderful. Thank you, Prahladananda Prabhu. Mahatma Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Danda Pranam. Prabhuji, when we were talking about the chanting, so one devotee, or he's not initiated, but he was talking about he likes to distribute the books mostly, but when chanting comes, he is not really, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Man Mana Bhava Mad Bhakto. And I'm doing that the greatest job, work. But I'm thinking for whole day and night, how can I distribute that book? So when that question comes, point comes, how can I convince him? I know you explained this has to be combined. You mentioned that. And try to make him more deeper. How can I convince that on the something? I know the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission basically is main part is chanting. But you also mentioned that which also has to be also jnana and all that, right? So you can explain a little bit on that. How can I convince?
Can you say the first sentence again? What is your point? That he likes to distribute book, but he doesn't like to chant? Or what? Am I misunderstood?
He doesn't say he doesn't want to chant, but his main focus is chanting, complete or not complete, doesn't matter. But for me, he has distribute the books of Bhagavad Gita.
What is the purpose?
His purpose is to distribute the book, Bhagavad Gita. That's
No,
why
that's a means. Distributing books is a means, but purpose should be different. Like we are studying now, but that's not our purpose, just to study. Purpose should be means we have to expect something to happen, transform, or whether we awaken or attain, or some purpose has to be focused.
So his purpose is thinking about Krishna, and which is when you distribute the books, Bhagavad Gita, another person reads, or then he will increase to do more about thinking about that Bhagavad Gita to be distributed. So that is the main part for he told that is main part for me. Think about Krishna by distributing the books of Bhagavad Gita.
That's good. There's nothing wrong of distributing Prabhupada's books. That's definitely is piling up a lot of sukriti. But our purpose is to please Krishna. Bhakti means three things we should always remember. Pleasing Krishna exclusively by engaging our senses with favorable attitude. So in that idea, that pleasing Krishna means pleasing his devotees. So Prabhupada says that 5 things. He didn't just say book distribution. First he said sadhana. Sadhana, practicing every day, chanting, getting up before sunrise, participating in Mangalarti. Then you can do seva. So one of the category in 5 is seva, which is distributing books. Same as person who is proofreading, same as person who is publishing. If nobody publish, you will not be able to distribute. So it's all together in one. These are all under category of seva. But sadhan is first. Sadhan is first. You can show him the instruction Prabhupada writes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I can send you, actually, there's a quote. Prabhupada said, out of all the instruction of Guru, chanting 16 rounds is number 1 in his own book. And nobody can change that. If some ISKCON Guru changes it, I will ask that person. That Prabhupada says, out of all the instruction of Guru, chanting minimum 16 rounds is number 1 instruction. So definitely, well, I don't mean you have to challenge him, but maybe you build a relationship with him to help him. Sometimes if he doesn't feel your kindness, you do care, otherwise you would not ask that question. So he has to feel that you have an affection for him. You really care for his spiritual upliftment. When he feels that, then automatically you can inject that. Look, Prabhupada said the first instruction. He didn't say book distribution. He didn't say getting up before sunrise. He did say chanting 16 rounds. So, I mean, those are all important too. Honoring prasadam also. But chanting minimum 16 rounds, Prabhupada did say number one instruction. So like that, you have to create. First, have a relationship built. Because if he's proud of his book distribution, and if we don't have a relationship, then there can be conflict in the name of help. Anyway, you know him better than me. I'm just saying that what I would do. Build a relationship, good relationship, that he feels that you care for his spiritual life. It's not too many people care for my spiritual life. Not too many. There are a lot of devotees who cares for a lot of things. But who wants to see me progressing, who has the same goal I do, who really cares for my spiritual upliftment, not just telling me, but actually want to see and want to pull me up. Very rare, not too many devotees. These are like a real well-wisher. So Prabhu, obviously you care for him, and if you can create an atmosphere where he sees that you care, then definitely he will change. I hope that helps you, Mahatma Prabhu. Okay. Jai Prabhu, are you there? Jai Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavad Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. You
How
told
was
me
Mother
about
Lipi's presentation?
really good. I am in office, but it's a good. Little bit sound is low. I don't know why. So you told me about the today our coming festival Durga Puja and Lord Krishna. What is the relation between Ma Durga and Krishna? You told me to please little bit explain for that. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
But your better half has presented such a nice presentation. You have to appreciate that more. I know it's a little embarrassing, but because she did a good job.
Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhu.
He's in office, so he can't talk too much. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Yes, we can talk about little bit of Durga Puja very quick. Let's see another hands up and then we can come back. Mother Bhashwati Devi.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Mother Kiran and Mother Lipi Mata's presentation was very good. They are fully absorbed when they presented, Prabhuji. So able to hear their presentation. And Prabhuji, in relation to your discussion about Sthai Bhav, so I would like to understand more about giving some examples. So suppose, as you said, Sthai Bhav means constant engagement of all our senses towards Krishna with a favorable way. So, and also you asked if Ram comes, Ramchandra comes, he's also another incarnation. And then you discussed about that. So Prabhuji, so Sthai Bhav or self, which is also mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, I forgot the chapter, Prabhu. So there, gopis are constantly thinking about Krishna. So Krishna is their incarnation where gopis are thinking. As for example, when Hanuman thinks about Lord Ram or Prahlad thinks about Vishnu, Narsimha, Lord Narsimha, constant thinking of Vishnu. So is that the Sthai Bhav, Prabhu? Are those the example of Sthai Bhav? Like thinking constantly about one incarnation? Or please, Prabhu, can you please explain that?
Sthai Bhav, there is no question of incarnation. Question of firmly understanding. Before you come to Sthai Bhav, you have to have a complete understanding of Ananya Bhakti. That Krishna is the root, origin, Shayam, by himself, for himself, of himself. Atra Sri Krishna Vishayarati. Jiva Goswami Pad put that verse. Atra Sri Krishna Vishayarati. Atra Sthai Bhava Shoprakta Sri Krishna Vishayarati. Ete Changsha Kalapunsha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. It is Krishna from whom jar Bhagavatta hoite anner Bhagavatta Swayam Shabder ihate Shatta. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, from whom all other God comes, he is called Swayam. So when we understand completely about Krishna, then our roti, with that knowledge, when we engage in devotional service, will be start directing towards Krishna in a favorable attitude, with full-fledged engagement, whatever capacity we have. When our direction of our senses, emotion towards Krishna, then it becomes Sthai Bhava. Atra Sthai Bhava Shoprakta Sri Krishna Vishayarati. Vishaya, not Roti just, Vishayarati. When we understand completely, that's why I brought that sloka also, Tesham Geni Nitya Jukta Eka Bhakti Vishishyate. We have to have a good understanding, complete understanding. Krishna says, I'm not saying it. You read that verse again and again, 7.17. Krishna says, I love him because he loves me. Krishna could have said for everybody and anybody, but he gave a very specific, whom he loves. He said, one who understands me, who knows my glories, who knows me as I am, and engage in service. To him, I love him. But before, two sloka before, he said, many people are coming to me to serve me. But he didn't say, I love them. Of course, Krishna loves everybody. But here, very specific, he said why he loves, because he has a good understanding. So we have to come to that point first. Then, when we are engaging exclusively pleasure to Krishna, then whether there is a many other incarnation or not, it's already within Krishna. What is that question will not even rise. That's why Mahaprabhu tested this through Anupam, through Murari Gupta, through Venkata Bhatta. It's an interesting technique Mahaprabhu used. You know, he lived there for 4 months. Just before he left the house, 4 months is all over. He challenged the host. It's very interesting. Just before he left, who was Lakshminarayan Bhakta. Did they remain in Lakshminarayan Bhakta? No, they became Radha Krishna Bhakta because they were originally Radha Krishna Bhakta in their Swarup. Did they disrespect Lakshminarayan? No, they have complete understanding. The mood is what required, mood, attitude. When Narad Muni was conversing with Hanumanji, you know, your Lord is here. He appeared in Dwarka. His name is Krishna now. Your same Lord has appeared as Krishna. He said, yes, I heard. So what would you do if Lord calls you? Which he did. So Hanumanji gave a beautiful Siddhanta. Srinate Janaki Nate Ubayastu Paramatmane Tathapi Sarvasya Mama Rama Kamala Lochana. Sri means Lakshmi, Nath means Narayan. I know Lakshmi Narayan. Janakinath means Sita Devi, Janak Maharaj's daughter, and her husband, Janakinath. Nath means Ramchandra. So I know the Supreme Personality of Godhead has many manifestations and Sitaram. So this is good understanding. Hanuman has a good understanding. And Lakshmi Narayan, they're all same. But he's telling Narada, but my Ram is my Ram. I cannot think anybody beside my Ram. This is called Vishayalamban in Hanuman's life. Did Ram even try to test it? Sure, he tried to test it. Hanumanji has a Ashrayalamban. Ashrayalamban means he's firmly fixed in that Rasa, that Sharash, emblem, how to please the Lord. In Hindi, they have a song, Dunia ka kaam nahi chalega Ram ka bina. Ram ka kaam nahi chalega Hanuman bina. Something like that. I remember, heard this. I don't know if it's a Hindi movie song or somewhere. I remember, but it's relevant. It's relevant. Even we say this. Like Prabhupada used a lot of phrase that he grew up with it. And it's very relevant. So Hanumanji has a proper understanding, very good understanding. That's why he's in love with. Lord Ram tries sometime to test Hanuman's love. He was trying to eat on the same plate with Hanumanji. He failed. Lord Ram could not make Hanuman do it. Hanumanji started shivering and crying, my Lord, I cannot eat on the same plate you are eating. It's not possible. And he started crying and shivering, he's just shrinking away. He feels he will be doing a drastic offense or something. Now you say, why isn't like Lord Ram want to be pleased in that way? Don't put that logic. But you are right. Ram wants to be pleased in that way. Ram wants Hanumanji, sit down and eat. Prabhu, that's not possible. I cannot eat on the same level you are sitting. I'm your servant. Okay, then let me sit on a higher seat. But we cannot eat on the same plate. No, Prabhu, this is impossible. I cannot. After you finish your meal, I'll take the remnants. No, Hanuman, I want you to eat. But Lord Ram failed. Is there anything wrong? It's not pure devotion. It is pure devotion. This is Rasa. This is not a beginning of pure devotion. Hanumanji has no offense towards Ram. You can go in an opposite way, Rasa Tattva. That when Hanumanji was asked by Narad Muni again, do you know your Lord appeared now in village called Vrindavan? Would you like to go with me and see? No, bro. Why? I'm getting old and it's difficult for me. He's in King Purusha Varsha. He's not too far. And Hanumanji can jump, from India to Lanka in one jump. What is the big deal from King Purusha Varsha to Bharat Varsha? It's not that far. But Hanumanji is saying, no, I'm not feeling. The Narad Muni poking like attacking in the Rasa Tattva. You're not going because you have some reason. After some time, he said, yes. I heard Lord appeared in a family. And this lady, Lord's mother, I don't know. I mean, I cannot even think, but it bothering me. How possible that she is scaring my Prabhu? And my Lord is trembling, seeing her stick. Oh, I never want to see that. No, Prabhu, I cannot even think. I'm not going Vrindavan. He literally said that. Is there anything wrong? No. He is perfectly situated in Dasharas. This is different than bhakti. Bhakti, they are above bhakti. I mean, they are not above bhakti. It is bhakti, but they are rasika. They are relishing rasa. And this is perfectly all right for Hanumanji to think like this. There's nothing wrong. That is what Dasharas emblem is. But good understanding. Srinate Janakinate Ubhayastu Paramatmane Tathavi Sarvasya Mamala Rama Kamala Lochana. Yes, I know. Sitaram, Lakshmi Narayan, Radha Krishna, they're all supreme Paramatma, supreme personality of God. But Rama Kamala Lochana, but my Lord Ram is my Ram. This mamata, this affection with mamata, sneha, mamata, affection and possessiveness, it's required. Then they release the rasa. So back to your original point that we have to understand Krishna who he is. Once you understand Krishna, your sarup, your relationship with a particular form will be arising. We don't have to be confused with it. Other day I mentioned also about Maharaj Kulashekar. Even if you go from one rasa to another rasa, there is nothing hard. You can go on many rasas before you come to the final. That's why as another, not an argument or fight amongst the devotee, different group. One group say we have a predestined rasa. Is it predestined? No, we are creator. We are making our destiny, Prabhus and mothers. Come on. Okay, don't fight on that. That's very nice. Two devotees, when they asked me from Krishna house here, he said, this is a very confusing subject. We never get any conclusion. I said, I don't have a doubt. You don't? How can you not have doubt? I said, I'm insignificant. Whatever little understanding I have, I'm very satisfied with it. Because you can find some pastimes that where Krishna, like Gopkumara, he ultimately chose. He cried to Lord Krishna. After arriving in Golok Vrindavan, Lord says, why are you crying? You are here. Finally, you are here. What do you want? He said, Prabhu, I have traveled so much, so many lives. He remembers all. He said, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to be eternally with you here and just serve you, play with you, be with you all the time. Okay. He embraced him. Tathastu. Let be it. You will be eternally with me. Now the question is, was it predestined? Or he made his choice, my Lord, I don't want any more traveling. You can all figure it out. I don't want to say it. It can be both. In a sense, it is predestined, but at the same time, it is not a robot. It is a dynamic. You explore, you experience, you go on and on and on. One pastime to another pastime to another pastime. And you come to a point, I really want this. And you start crying, oh my God, I cannot believe, I don't want anything else. This is it, this is it, this is it. And then you finally beg Krishna to keep you in that position to be with him all the time. Somebody will say, well, that's what you're supposed to have. That's what you're destined. Okay. If that is how you want to say it, that's fine. But Krishna is not a robot. Neither he wants us to act like a robot. He wants us a dynamic play. It's fun, joyful, eternal life. We're not talking about this life. We're talking about eternal life. Is that okay, Mother Vasudevi? Is that gives you some direction?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you. Now is the boring subject of, oh no, I should not say that. Sorry, please forgive me. About Durga Devi is not a boring subject. It is, I mean, I hope she's not angry with me. No, I'm not sorry. For a Vaishnava, it is a glorious subject because we should know. Let me ask you a question. Maybe she will forgive me with that. Should we only understand Krishna, then we'll know what Maya is? Or we should understand Maya and Krishna side by side? Krishna's Maya side by side, then we'll be out of Maya. Which one? Should we only know about Krishna, then we'll be out of Maya? Or we should know both and then we'll be out of Maya? Yes, mother.
I think both.
No, don't say both. You have to give a reference because unless you've proven your authority, you have to give some reference. Always give a reference because these are very subtle points. You'll face confrontation with some Hindu or some cultural people who actually worship those demigods. If you say you're doing wrong, it is not proper because they are also on the steps going to spirituality. Prabhupada said, even the scientist who loves the nature, who are researching so much about tornado, hurricane, weather, this, that. I know Stephen here in Gainesville, he spends so much time flying just to see the different variety of birds from here, this country to that country. And his wife told me so many times, oh, he went to Hawaii because of going there. Then one time I spoke to him. It was very nice, receptive man, even though he's a research scientist. I said, you know, where the natural instinct comes, that bird has to fly from one continent to another continent before disaster comes. Well, this is natural instinct. I said, no, there's no such thing, natural instinct. You call this natural instinct because you don't know who is telling them and you don't speak the bird language. Okay, Govind, what is your point? I said, Prabhupada did say that. This is super soul. Super soul is telling these birds in their heart, fly away before disaster comes. And they fly, you'll be surprised, from one continent to another continent. Hundreds of miles they fly just to survive. It's not a natural instinct. Somebody is guiding from within. Prabhupada said that's super soul. So he liked that. And I also told him, I said, you know, Prabhupada said very interestingly, he says, those who love nature like you, next life you will become a devotee of demigod. So he said, what does that mean? So I explained what the demigods. And then I said, then next life you will become a devotee of either Shiva or sun god. And then next life you become Vishnu Bhakta, devotee of Vishnu. And then after some years, few lives, you become a devotee of Krishna. So it takes a gradual step by step to come to Krishna consciousness. Krishna said this, Manusyanam sahaseshu kaschit jatati siddhaya jatadamopi siddhanam kaschit mam vetti tattata. It's very rare to become a Krishna devotee. But Prabhupada is so merciful, Mahaprabhu is so merciful. You don't have to go through all these things. If you start chanting Hare Krishna and take prasadam and at least begin your bhakti life, in one shot you can just make it. So that's possible. Otherwise, very difficult. Okay. Who is God? Yes, Prahladananda Prabhu. Mother Shankari Devi had something to say. Did she raise hand or was it old?
Yes, Prabhu, I raised hand to answer the question that yes, we should know Maya and Krishna together. And it reminds me of a verse in Sri Shopnishad that we should know about Vidya and Avidya together, because unless we know about Avidya, we will not understand how ignorant we are, and then only we can go towards Vidya.
Vidya Vidyam Shabhutanam. Yes, we have to know both. That is correct. If we do not know, then, Krishna himself said that. So, very nice. Okay. Prahladananda Prabhu, you have raised hand something?
Yeah, I was going to quote that slok, Prabhuji. That's what it is. Vidyam cha avidyam cha yastad
Yes.
vem saha avidyaya mrutyum tirtva vidyayat Amrutam Asnute. That was the sloka I was going to quote. So Mataji has said already. Thank you very much. Hari Bol.
That's good. So regarding Durga Devi, we can say in a short version, because Durga Puja is in few days, or this week sometime, I'm not sure when it is. But Joy Prabhu, he escaped from worshipping Durga, I'm assuming. He became a Hare Krishna devotee. He jumped to escape few lives. He wants to make his final life in this life, so he's inquiring about it. Now, in the spiritual world, there are three potencies. We should always think like this. There are three potencies. Is there any relationship between Durga Devi and Ladini Shakti, pleasure potency of God? If anyone has, I always say that, I always quote that because this actually woke me up. Adilila chapter 4.68. Ladini Rosaro Prema. Prema Sara Bhavo Bhavera Parama Kasta Nam Mahabhavo. The purport was so interesting, Prabhupada gave, that how this Ladini potency is the same as Durga Devi. Generally, we don't think like this. Ladini potency, essence of Ladini potency is bhava or emotion for God. And when that emotion intensifies, it becomes, or you can say mature, develop further, then it becomes Mahabhav. And then Mahabhav, when it takes the form, that is Radharani. So in one sense, there is an interrelation. What is the interrelation? That when you develop the idea to please Krishna, you come with the idea to please Krishna, you want to surrender and please Krishna. That time Krishna will give you happiness. That will be pure pleasure potency. But when you don't want to serve Krishna and you're drawing happiness from a body of a man, woman, or whatever, eatings, whatever you're getting, that is Durga Devi. What does that means? How can the pleasure potency comes in Durga? Because pleasure potency, Krishna is very kind. He is manifesting pleasure potency for all the living entity, even in conditional state. But it is not pure because it's in contact with material modes. Material modes, and that form is Durga Devi. What percentage of Durga worshipper knows this? I doubt even 1% knows this secret. If anybody has that purport, you can read it. It's a beautiful purport Prabhupada put, that how Ladini Shakti actually transform into material happiness. So in the spiritual world, there is three potency we should always think, three potency. And Sambit potency helps the eternal associate with their relationship with Krishna. It is natural, and their feelings for the Lord. And Sandini potency produce the body, form, places like this in spiritual world, also in the material world. And Ladini potency, what is that? Ladini karai Krishna sukha sadan, Ladini dara kare bhaktira poshan. Those are very important verses in Chaitanya chapter 4. The different potencies function and position and what their nature is. And Srimati Radharani is repeatedly addressed in chapter 4 as a Ladini potency. She is the source of all pleasure. Now, Ladini potency transform into the personality of goddess Durga in the material world. She has a responsibility of reforming those souls who have rebelled against the laws of the spiritual land and have come to the material modes or material world. This world, Prabhu's and Mother, which we call wonderful, delightful to live in, is compared to a prison. Problem is we are too long in this prison and we became an inmate and we think it's okay, it's not bad. Just like this Gurukuli boy told me, like, Govinda Prabhu, if Krishna would give the sense gratification for longer period, say 10,000 years, with a good health, enjoy senses, then I don't mind of staying here. I said, it's a horrible thinking. Means you are like, just like, I don't know how many of you ever saw pig eating stool. I saw in my childhood life in the village of India. I saw behind the hospital. We had one hospital for the 3 villages. And behind the hospital, they didn't have a septic tank and all kinds of stuff. They just had an open kind of a well and filled with pigs. They are just delighting in the stool of all the patients that passing stool. What kind of happiness do they get? Aren't they spirit soul in the pig body? Yes. How come they're so happy? It's required philosophical understanding. Because more we are philosophical oriented, then we will become practical viewer of Krishna or the soul in this world. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, I remember reading that he said, Durga is the presiding deity of this material world. She is 10-armed, representing 10-fold fruitive activities. She resides on the lion. There is actually in the Googles, you will find this. Googles explain about Durga Devi's 10 hands, lion. She tramples, but I remember reading Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, wonderful explanation. She tramples down Mahishasur, representing the subduer of vices. She is mother of 2 sons, Kartikeya and Ganesh. What they represent? They represent beauty and success. She is placed between Lakshmi and Saraswati. Durga Devi has a position. And she represents this material world or material opulence and mundane knowledge. Jara vidya jato mayara vaibhav tumara bhajane badha anitya sangsare mohajanmaya jivike koroye gadha. She is making everybody like a donkey, yes, by giving moho. Moho means I can't live without that. I need it. Yeah, I want to get PhD and then earn a lot of money. Or I have to have this card. It's like these are moho. But then you will say, but Prabhu, these are needed. Yes, these are needed. You can use it for Krishna's service. Actually, you don't need ultimately. Because you got this material body, you have needed all this material stuff to move and do act. If you didn't have a material body, your body doesn't need food. Then what is the working so hard? And if you realize you are Brahma Bhuta, you don't die. Then what is the afraid of? Death or disease. This thing disappears. So similarly, she has a position, Maya Devi, Durga Devi. She is armed with 20 weapons, representing the various pious activities enjoyed by the Vedas for the suppression of vices. She holds the snakes, representing the beauty of destructive time. Brahma Samhita explained that. Now, since this world is a prison, prisoners of choice, like unwillingness to live amicably with the family and friends to the spiritual world, make us unfit to be part of the spiritual world. Once imprisoned in this mortal material world, we forget our original constitutional position and start considering ourselves as one of the material products. Even as a devotee, in the beginning, you feel like, well, death is coming, everything will be doomed. Fear is good. Krishna said that we should watch it. Janma mrityu jara vidhi dukkha dosha anudarshanam. But Krishna also said, you have to come to a point where, in second chapter, he said, you see yourself indestructibility of spiritual reality, that you do not die. Abhinashito tadviddhi. Abhinashi, you never destroy. Nainam chinnanti shasrani, nainam dhavati pavaka, na chainam kladanta punashasheti maruta. All these verses from 2.11 to 31, all these verses emphasizing the indestructibility of spiritual reality. That is required. Otherwise, so long we have a fear of death in a sense, okay, I need to speed up my bhajan. That's good. But fear of death, oh, I don't know what will happen. Death is coming. This is not good. There's a healthy fear and there's a bad fear. Now, why she carry the trident? If you wonder, like a loving mother, Durga Devi continuously gives a clarion call to the forgetful souls to return to the kingdom of God. But the stubborn souls, I'm sure most of you read Bhagavatam, that annihilation time when Shankarshan appears before the fire comes out, he looks at all the conditioned soul and he gets angry because most of the conditioned soul, they are not devotee. They're just loitering in this world. It doesn't help anything to them. Looks like they're struggling. Yeah, they're struggling, but this kind of life is useless. Until they come to accept God, Krishna, they are just simply wasting time. So Sankarsan get angry. Durga carry tridents. I was thinking trident. If you know, it's a trishul. Because to discipline the rebellious souls. And she punishes them. The trident that she always carries with her represent three folds of material miseries. Adi Atmik, Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik. And without any expectation, everyone at every moment suffers due to one or two or all three these miseries. I remember Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur explaining these three modes, how it is not a fault of Durga who is punishing the soul. It is the soul's responsibility. Because Prabhu's and Mother, ask yourself, do you want to give up your own way of searching out? No. You want to remain seeker forever. Is that seekers is a bad thing? Yes and no. Seekers are good. But when you found something, eternal truth, don't keep on seeking. Practice it. Stop there. Until you find something substantial like that, you can keep on seeking. So just life is only for seeking is a useless terminology. Because there are some groups, things in this world like that. We should be always seeker. So, when Durga Devi, we see she carries the trident and killing Mahishasur with her trident. Mahishasur also symbolically represent our demoniac mentality. Durga, through the sharp edge of her trident, strikes hard to vanquish our evil mentality. And the purpose is not to punish us, but to make us understanding that more we go away from Krishna's spiritual care, the more we suffer in this world. She always tries to tell us, this is not your home, go back to original home. If you all know the story, like where it's originated, Mahishasur was very famous, but he takes a different form. Nobody can cheat in this world, including demigods. But sometimes the mentality is there. Like one time, Indra thought there were 33 million goddesses. And I'm the in charge of distributing this nectar called soma juice, which keeps their life enjoyment for long, long time. Then he thought, before I give it to them, if I take one drop from each one of them, I'll have 33 million drops with my portion. Because everybody has a portion. It's not a whimsical who can eat how much. No, they have a portion, this much. While he was giving, one time, he was keeping one drop. And he made a funnel from his chair in heaven to lower another planet and there's a security guard there guarding it. Nobody's supposed to know. But Krishna knows, of course. At one point, he was cheating from all demigods. That he felt like a little frightened because his Shingasan shook in heaven. All of a sudden, he saw a big horn just pops from two sides. And his Shingasan is like really, it's the first time happened. So everybody was nervous out of 33 million demigod goddesses. They all ran here, there to find out what happened. And Indra's immediate assistant, they looked at it. There's a giant buffalo. A demon entered into heaven and he actually poked through the ground to pull his horn next to your thorn. Obviously, he wants to probably smash your throne. And Indra immediately inquired, well, first save the nectar and then we can run away. But by the time they went down to check all the nectar, one drop from 33 million was going to a pot, it's all empty, dried, because this Mahishasur drank the whole thing. Now, Indra wanted to live longer with a more strength, more enjoyment, sense enjoyment. He's now panic because this demon, buffalo demon, Mahishasur, he will become more stronger than anybody in the entire universe. And as a demon, it's a buffalo form demon. If he has that kind of power, we cannot even destroy him because he took nectar, amrit. He cannot be killed. That's why they took shelter of Durga Devi to destroy. And you will see most of the Durga Puja I saw in Bengal also. This Mahishasur is there. That buffalo demon is there where Durga Devi is killing. And he failed. Nobody could kill that until Durga Devi came. Some cases, even Krishna fails to kill the demon. But Radharani never fails. Because Radharani has a different measuring system than Krishna. Krishna is kind of more liberal. He said, anybody asks, Sthana Purush, or what's that? Sthana Surapo Mitra Duk, Brahmaha Guru Talpaga. All these people, Sthana Surapo Mitra Duk. If you are betrayer, Sthana Surapo. If you are drunkard, you are thief, Sthana. Brahmaha Guru Talpaga. If you had an affair with Guru's wife, and all kinds of categories, like you will be suffering in hell. This is in 6th canto, Bhagavatam. But then, last word, Krishna says, but if anybody utter my name, asking for help, I'm bound to help. So Krishna cannot sometimes destroy or demons or non-devotional people because they are taking advantage. They're chanting and doing destruction. So similarly, at the last point when they went to Radharani, Radharani said, is this person doing service to please my beloved Krishna? No. Sudarshan Chakra finished. So Radharani Sudarshan Chakra is more powerful than Krishna's in that sense because of Seva Vritti. Anyway, back to this. So Durga Devi has this trident, even though this trident actually comes from Shiva, from Krishna to Shiva to Durga Devi. Once awakened, the living entity immediately wants to get out of the horrendous world, immediately wants to be part of the spiritual world. Durga Devi actually become happy. When you really say, I want to get out of Maya, oh Krishna, please help. Don't go to Maya. Krishna did not say, don't approach Maya. He said, approach me, surrender to me. He didn't say to go to Maya Devi. So he's not recommending to worship Durga or Maya. Now, Durga being the energy of the Supreme Lord can never be conquered or fooled. She is extremely powerful. Daiviyesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durattaya. Durattaya means impossible to cross over her. When she strikes with her trident, nothing can save us. Durga Devi can save us material benediction, but with it comes tons of suffering. The only way to escape from Durga's powerful trident is by promising her, and we don't want earthly pleasure, but we seriously want spiritual happiness. And as soon we start endeavoring for it, practicing loving devotional service to Krishna, Goddess Durga is delighted. She immediately withdraws her trident and showers. She showers her love upon us. She does not want to imprison us in the world of, whatever. And those who are imprisoned, she wants to release them as soon as possible. So Prabhu's and Mother, Durga Devi will test you. She tests our dedication to the Supreme Lord. That's why I said, as a devotee, be prepared. You will be tested. You may go through suffering worse than Karmi. You may think like, outsider, they don't suffer like me. I'm going mentally, bodily, socially, relations, so much. Yes, because you are being tested by Durga. She wants to make sure that actually you're going to Krishna. Or is it faking? You think you can beat the system. She doesn't know your individual choice. She knows your past impression. Krishna knows everything. But Krishna also doesn't know one thing, what choice you will make. Otherwise, there would not be value of individuality. But Krishna knows that if you choose this, this will happen. If you choose this, this will happen. So in one sense, Krishna does know everything. But in another sense, what choice each soul will make, Krishna may not. Because that's the individual choice. So she tests our dedication to the Supreme Lord. She checks if our heart has been thoroughly purified of all material disease. She was surprised to see that queen of prostitute got defeated by Haridas Thakur. So she came herself to glorify him. How? By testing. You know how she releases you? By testing you. She wants to make sure that you actually graduate from your journey, bhakti school. Haridas Thakur passed the test with flying colors because he used to be completely absorbed in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In fact, he had taken a vow to chant 3 lakhs daily. Prabhupada and Mother, if we stick to our Krishna consciousness, we can conquer Maya. Prabhupada said, we have declared war against Maya. And we can conquer if we follow Prabhupada properly. So Durga Puja is not about playing movie song, which I saw. I don't know if Joydev Prabhu saw that. In Calcutta, I saw when they had a pendal program. Every big street corner they had. Pendal program by the club member. But they have like a movie song, like some loud party kind of. Well, that was not mentioned actually anywhere in Hari Bhakti Vilas or anywhere that this is how you worship Durga Devi. A good example of Durga Devi's Bhakta, if we can focus on today, is Chandidas. Chandidas is wonderful. He was a fanatic Durga Bhakta. He also composed those prayers. Jadevi Sarvabhute Shakti Rupena Samstita. Namaste Shri, Namaste Shri, Namaste Shri, Namaste. Jadevi Sarvabhute Matri Rupena Samstita. There's so many mantras like this, composed by him. Chandidas was a Durga Bhakta. He was not a devotee. But his brother was a pure Vaishnava who would worship Shalagram every day. Chandidas was rich, but his brother was poor. Chandidas had a very big and beautiful garden. He used to offer the flower from the garden to Durga Devi every day. And his brother too desired to offer some beautiful flower to his Shalagram. But his brother does not like Krishna worship. Chandidas doesn't like. So one time Chandidas returned from his work, and while he was passing by, he saw the most attractive flower, roses. It's like calling him. So he went inside the garden. He planted this garden, big. He plucked the flower and he built a big Durga Devi temple, Chandi Mandap they call it. And he offered that flower. And this was his turning point in life. The Durga Devi started talking. Oh, Chandidas. He was like shocked. Mother Durga never spoke, never heard that he speak. She's in the form of material form. But how is she speaking? She said, I'm so happy that you offered this flower. This is my best day since I came, since you installed my murti here, But then Chandidas got confused. He said, last so many months, I offer big amount of flower, garland and everything. Why only today? Today I only give you this flower, just few. And one of them you're saying that you are so happy. He said, yes, all this flower you have presented before. You made garland and all this. Actually, I don't take this. I never accepted. I said, Mother, how can you not say you didn't accept it? Of course, he's surprised that he's talking to deity. Deity is communicating. He said, actually, because everything belongs to my Lord, I don't have a right to enjoy that. That's why you offered me, but I never took it. So how come you took it today? And you are appreciating. He said, this was offered by you, your brother, through mind. He's afraid of you to pluck the flower. So, but he was allured by these beautiful roses. So he prayed and mentally he plucked that flower and brought it to my Lord and offered it. After Lord smelled, that flower is still on the plant. When you came, you saw the allure of that flower. Flower is like inviting me. He said, yes, I felt like flower is like talking, calling me. Say yes. Now, as Vishnu Prasadam is my real fortune that you made me today. So then Chandidas was surprised. Then Durga Devi, of course, taught Chandidas the best thing in life you can do, become a servant of the servant of Lord Krishna. Then your life is success and you will be free from my clutches. Otherwise, nobody can escape from it. Okay, this is a shorter version, Joydesh Prabhu. All these rituals, you can go on and on. I don't know if you are interested on the rituals. Aroi Durga Bhakta, Aroi Shakta, they are called Shakta, Shakti Upasha. Actually, Prabhupada said we are Shaktas, we are Shakti worshipper. In Bhagavatam 10.2.11, you will see the Prabhupada said we are pure Shaktas because we pray to the energy first. Before you pray to Krishna, who do you pray? Come on, Prabhu and Mother. Who do you pray first?
Radhaji.
Yes. Hare Krishna. You say it like that. Hare Krishna. You never say Krishna. You say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. If you have Bhagavatam, you look at it. 10.2.11 is always 10 to 11. I go like that. There is a verse, there's a purport Prabhupada writes, we are Shaktas. We are pure Shaktas, not Shaktas. They may be Shakta, they claim, but they are not pure Shaktas. We are pure Shaktas because we worship Sita, Ram, Radha, Krishna, Lakshmi, Narayan, like that. Is that okay, Joydev Prabhu? Are you here, Prabhu? Let me see. Yeah, you are here.
Okay, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, did you say that was 10 Bhagavatam 10:2:11 or
10.2.11. 10th canto, 2nd chapter, verse 11.
10:2:11?
We are actually original Shakti worshipper. More than Krishna worshipper. But this is a confidential. We don't have to say that.
Okay.
But it's good to know that we are worshipping Radharani, Radha's Krishna. Prabhupada did say we worship Radha's Krishna, not just Krishna, Radha's Krishna. And then another letter to Jayananda Prabhu, Prabhupada said, Krishna is Radharani's property. Wow, that's very confidential. Okay. Is everybody okay with the Durga Devi ki Jai?
Jai, Haribo.
She has a many names. She is known Vijaya Devi in South India, Kali in Assam, Chandika, some places in Bihar also I saw, Durga Devi in Bengal, Vaishnavi Devi. She is known also Vaishnavi Devi.
Vijaya, Vaishnavi,
Yes,
Kumuda,
yes.
Chandika, Krishna,
Yes.
Madhavi, Kanyaka, Maya, Narayani, Ishani, Sharada, and Ambika.
Yeah.
I found the verse. Wonderful.
Many
Thank
names.
you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You can post it on the WhatsApp. Good. Thank you, Prabhus and Mothers. Any other question or comment? Otherwise, we can close and looking forward to see all of you tomorrow's session.
May I take a few minutes, Prabhuji?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, you were mentioning about Chandidas. My two brothers, one elder and one younger, to me. I mean, both are elder to me. One has already passed away, but he was Durga Mata's bhakta, and the other one who's alive is still in Baroda, and he's also he's actually fasting because Navratra started like that. And I although under their influence, I never had that kind of worship attitude towards Durga Mata because I was under my mother's influence and she was Krishna devotee like that. But I grew up and all that. I grew up with Bhaj Govindam and all that. And when I came out of med school and doing my surgical rotations and all that, because that time before this I came in like to Krishna consciousness. I used to recite slokas of Bhakti Govindam, and when I see a woman who is a Maya for a man, that I'm talking about the age of about 40 years back, that's around age of 30. So one day I saw a woman, and then I had those kind of feelings and all that. And the same evening, I had to go and operate on a woman's breast. She had a big abscess, say put intravenous anesthesia and just cut open and take out the pus and everything, So that reminded me of Bhaj Govindam slok, which says, Nari stanvan ravidesam darshvadva maga moha vesam etan mans ausadi vikaram manase vichintan varam varam. So I thought, that this Durga Devi is teaching me this lesson that, this all Maya is like that. And, also Brahma Samhita is saying that, Chaya vyasya bhunani bibharti Durga.
Yes.
So it kind of, Maya Devi is also required in our life to teach us, just like that Iswa slok says that, Maya, Vidya like that. So somehow or other, she's doing that job of reforming us, somehow or other. So she's also very worshipable. And, we all, as you say, we are all Saktas. So we should also...
She's good. She's doing very good job.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
We have to do our job. Thank you, Prabhu. That was very nice sharing. Okay. Any other? Or are you all going to start doing Durga Puja? Or not doing good Durga Puja? Okay, good. They're all thinking, should I say yes or no? Or maybe it's not proper.
I am not.
Okay. So looking forward to see you all tomorrow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Panchakalpa, Saditanam Bhakti Shila Prabhupada ki